Hey there guys, it's Tina and I am back, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about some beauty favorites that have become holy grails throughout the years. And I'm not just talking about favorite products, I mean holy grails, as in I have gone through multiples of these products. I have them as backups. I use them time and time and again. I would say if I run out, I am going to go get it next day, but honestly I never run out of these products because I keep them in rotation and I always have a backup. These I don't consider typical makeup or beauty faves because as the season changes, my tastes evolve, I try out new products, then those favorites tend to change as well. But these are tried and true holy grail products that are staples in my collection. And low-key, I feel like I gatekeep these products because I don't mention them in my videos very often. Here or there, I may have a reason to mention them, but other than that, they fly under the radar because they aren't like core beauty or makeup products. They're not very exciting, right? And to me, that's such a shame because these are excellent products that I think that everyone should know about and everyone should try. So if that sounds like something you're interested in hearing all about, then let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so if you are from an era of old YouTube, then you remember these types of videos where people would talk about their holy grail products. And honestly, those kind of evolved into just plain old favorites videos because these people would talk about new products all the time being their holy grail, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Holy grails are products that you have used for years. You have never switched up. You've always gone back to them. And these are products that I can say for sure are holy grails. So let's start from the top. Like I said, these are not very exciting products and they're not necessarily beauty centric, but they are still beauty essentials that I use in my everyday life. And I'll start out with a lip care product. Now, some people would say this is a lip balm, but it's really a lip care product that doubles as a lip balm or as a lip mask, an overnight treatment. This is hardcore. It is the By Terry Balm de Rose Lip Care. And I don't know if they necessarily describe this as a lip balm or a lip treatment, but it says it nourishes, smooths, and regenerates. And I vouch for that hands down, point blank. I don't care what anybody says. This is the best lip care product out there. And I've gone through multiples of these throughout the years, which is saying a lot because you get a ton of product in here. Let's see, how much is it? 10 grams or 0.35 ounce, and it has a shelf life of 12 months. Now you see how I've dug into that, right? And I've been using this consistently for the past few months. I ran out of my last one. If I did empties videos, this would be a part of my empties year over year, but it does take a while to go through, like I said, because you have a ton of product. And I use this pretty much every single night. If my lips feel kind of dry or if they need some extra TLC, which honestly, by virtue of using this lip balm, they rarely do, then I can pull this out. I've even used it on my daughter. Oh my God, kids are so crazy, okay? But she's running around now and she falls a lot because she's getting used to her limbs. Tell me here, a little mommy break, but how do you guys get over your kids growing up so fast? She is officially 15 months this month and she is 3 feet tall. Oh my God, I know. She is 36 inches. Yes, she is well over the 99th percentile for height. And I am just ready to cry every single day I see her because she looks so big. 15 months, right? So a year and 3 months, but she looks like a 2-year-old. And I have to buy 24-month-old clothes for her, or even 2T. I just had to size up her pajamas and I'm just like, where did my baby go? Like, I want to cry in a corner, but that's neither here nor there. Going back to makeup content creator Tina. So long story short, my baby went through the teething phase where their mouth is all watery, and that can cause a rash around their mouth. Because of the continuous moisture, it irritates their skin, right? And I was using Vaseline and A&D ointment on it, and that helped. But I put this around her mouth, and I was skeptical because I'm like, she's a baby. I don't know if I want to put it on. But I put it on, and literally next day, that was done for, okay? And I just kept applying it for a couple extra days so it would completely heal and renew her skin around her mouth. Oh my God, excellent. So that's why I'm saying this is tried and true. I don't have cracked lips. I don't have dry lips. I don't go through any of that unless something really bad happens. I'm really dehydrated. And this comes in clutch because it will rescue my lips from any of that. Like I said, it takes a while to go through. So you may notice a little change of the scent. It may start smelling a little bit like crayons, but just continue using it because it doesn't actually change the efficacy of it. It still does the soothing and conditioning. Just use it up, okay? But I have at least one of these in my rotation. It sits on my nightstand. I apply it every night and I always have a backup. I don't try to buy them too much because like I said, they kind of have a longer usage life, not necessarily shelf life, but usage life. So I don't go through them fast, but there is one every year in my empties, sometimes two, depending on how quickly I move through them. All right. Let's talk about my cleansing oil. I've mentioned this a few times. This is an empty. I just used this up a couple of days ago and I'm like, oh my God, I should do my Holy Grails video. So I kept this bottle around. But this is the Shu Uemura Pore Finish 2 Sakura Refreshing Cleansing Oil. And I'm specifically talking about this one, okay? This is the pink bottle, get this one. They have other formulations and they are okay. Not knocking those, but this is the one that I recommend wholeheartedly. I have the smaller travel size that they used to have and I just keep refilling that bottle and taking it with me when I travel because I cannot go without this if I wear makeup. If I'm wearing makeup, long wearing, waterproof products, then I need this. Anytime I wear mascara, this is my first step for my cleansing routine. I go in with a pump or two of this, apply it all over my face, really work it in, massage it all over my face, especially in my eye area with my mascara. Get in there. If I'm wearing a long wear lipstick, a stain-in lipstick, I'm going in there, right? And then I will rinse with warm water. Do not rinse with lukewarm or cool water. It has to be warm water in order to activate the milkiness of the cleanser because it is an oil-based cleanser. It's very thin, very watery. It's not a thick, viscous oil at all, which I love because I've tried other cleansing oils, but they're just too thick and they're hard to remove. They leave a greasy residue behind and then I have to do the second cleanse and it's too much, okay? This one is water weight. It's lightweight. It removes completely with just warm water and it's going to dissolve all that long wear waterproof makeup in a snap, okay? I am telling you right now, get this. And this bottle, it might be pricey, but it'll last you months upon months, if not a whole year, depending on how often you use it. So this one is a 15.2 fluid ounce or 450 milliliters. And this lasts me for, like I said, at least a year. It has a 6-month shelf life. It goes further than that, okay? And again, a pump or two depending on how much makeup you have on. When I have a really heavy face of makeup, I may go in with 3 pumps just to coat my entire face and saturate it. And this is dry skin, okay? So don't dampen your hands, don't dampen your face. Dry skin, just like this. Pump it into your hands, work it in, and give it a minute, okay, of working it in to really dissolve the makeup, and then rinse it off with warm water, and then go in with your second cleanse. And I'm telling you, all of that heavy duty makeup goes down the drain. I love it. And because it's a lightweight oil and it dissolves into like a milky consistency once you activate it with the warm water, it doesn't leave a residue in your sink, in your shower, or down your pipes because we don't want any clogs in our pipes, right? Absolutely love that. And then my second cleanse, since we just mentioned the cleansing routine, the Origins Checks and Balances Foaming Cleanser. I have been using this for years, so much so that they changed the packaging on me. It used to be in clear packaging with black and green print on it, and then they upgraded it to this opaque packaging. I'm sure that helps with longevity because then light isn't hitting the product, so it kind of extends the shelf life. This is an 18-month shelf life with 5 fluid ounces or 150 milliliters. And this lasts me quite a long time. I'm down to the bottom of this, but I just keep buying this during the Ulta sales. Anytime there's a sale, I just pick at least 2 of these up just to keep them in my rotation. I also have the travel sizes because they had done a sale where they had like 50% off travel sizes, and I picked up quite a few because I take this traveling with me. It's a great foaming cleanser because it removes all the makeup with the intensity of a foaming cleanser, but it's not drying or stripping. It actually feels very soothing and very like conditioning on the skin, so it doesn't suck out the oils in your skin, but it removes your makeup and any residue really well. So I go in with this after my oil cleanser. So that's my cleansing step. Now I will mix in other cleansers here or there because I like to mix it up. I like to try out different skincare, but this is my go-to. I always go back to this one, and this is the one I travel with. I have to travel with this. I don't trust anything else. My travel oil cleanser and my foaming cleanser, and we're good to go. Speaking of cleansers, this is from Skin Food. It is their Rice Daily Brightening Cleansing Tissues. These are my cleansing wipes of choice. I use them to remove swatches mainly. Sometimes I'll use them to remove like lip product before I wash my face, or I use it to remove some eye makeup, but that's not the usual thing. I just use this mainly for swatches. I do a lot of swatches. You guys see on my channel, I tend to swatch all my products for B-roll. So I do a lot of swatches, and I need a wipe that is not gonna irritate my skin, that's gonna remove makeup really well. And these are my go-to. I used to get them at Ulta. Sometimes they're not available, so they're also available on Amazon. But these are so good, and the packaging keeps them nice and saturated. Even though you're like, oh no, it's gonna dry out. No, they don't dry out. Just seal it over with the little, you know, adhesive tab there and close the top, and you're good to go. Even if you leave this open accidentally, it won't dry the wipes out, which is unheard of for other wipes that I've used. I really like the Clinique wipes, but those dry out if you leave it open for even an instant. But these retain their moisture, so they're my go-to. They remove really well, waterproof, stain-in makeup, long-wear makeup. They just work really well, and they're not that pricey. So I stock up on these. I have a few in rotation. Like I said, I never want to be without these, especially doing the swatches that I do. So another great find if you use makeup wipes, which I don't necessarily recommend for daily use, but if you do use makeup wipes, these are the ones I would recommend. They are also very comfortable on the skin, so they're not harsh, they're not dry, they're not too textured, but they're really great at removing makeup. Now, keeping with the cleansing and all that, let's talk about your brush soap. You guys should be washing your brushes. Don't be a dirty girl. I wash my brushes now less often because I don't wear makeup as much, but every week or every 2 weeks, I do a deep cleaning for my brushes. And what makes it really easy for me is my brush soap. This is from Beauty Blender. This is their Pro Cleanser, and I think they've discontinued it, which I have a few backups, which is my saving grace, but I'm kind of upset that these are no longer available, and I am low-key upset. I hope they're not discontinuing this altogether, even though Beauty Blender seems to be kind of fading into the background. I hope that's not the case because this cleanser is so good. So it's a really big bar of soap, right? It's a big black bar of soap. This has kind of gone down in size, but I use this to cleanse my brushes. I just rub a little bit of water on the top of the soap, rub my brushes into it, and then use my cleansing mitt. Oh my God, the product comes out so easily, so effectively. Love this soap. I hope, again, that they're not discontinuing this because it's my favorite solid brush cleanser. And I have alternated between a solid brush cleanser and a liquid blush shampoo. So the one that I love that I use in tandem with that brush soap is the Sephora Deep Cleaning Brush and Sponge Shampoo. So this is a liquid cleanser, as with any other cleanser, right? You just pump a little bit out, activate it with water, and use this for your brushes. It removes heavy makeup, foundation, long-wearing products. Like I said, you should be deep cleaning your brushes every week or so, especially if you use your brushes a lot, because it's going to extend the life of your brushes and also make your makeup application a lot better, and it will keep your skin clear, because if you're using the same foundation brush over and over again and not washing it, no, you're a dirty girl. But this is really good. This and the Beauty Blender cleanser, really great. Beauty Blender also has a liquid cleanser, but the Sephora collection version is much better. It's easy, it's fast, it's foolproof, and it rinses clean, which is a necessity when it comes to brush cleansers. They need to rinse cleanly out of the brush bristles, because if it leaves behind a residue, they're gonna, again, ruin your brush bristles, but also make makeup application kind of icky. You know, you have soap residue in your brushes. You don't want that. So you want a cleanser that rinses clean, and these two, spot on. And in that same vein, my brush cleaning mitts, I cannot live without these. These make brush cleaning fast, quick, efficient, because I know a lot of people find cleaning their brushes to be a chore. They avoid it because they don't want to be bothered, or it takes so long. These cut your time down, okay? This one from Rose and Ben, this is not like unique to the market, so there are others out there that you can definitely pick up. But the Rose and Ben one that I picked up fits 2 fingers perfectly. So it fits right over your finger. You slide it on, and then you just clean your brushes using the palm of your hands. Tell me this isn't easy. Again, there are other ones on the market, but this one fits on the 2 middle fingers, fits on my palm perfectly. And I just rub the bristles of my brush against these silicone little nodules, and it cleans my brushes really well, and it's gentle on the bristles because these are all silicone, so they're really soft and gentle. Yeah, I could not live without this. Absolutely love it. And then I also have my old school Sigma, what is it called? The Spa Express brush cleaning mat. They also have the glove, which I used to use, but I find it's just easier now to use a mat or to use one of these mitts. It's just, you know, more convenient. I have my hand mostly free. If I'm washing a lot of brushes, I'll use the mat, because I can just suction this onto my sink and then just rub the brushes along it. If I'm doing like quick washes, like I just have a handful of brushes, then I'll use the mitt. But I love these. Keep your brushes clean, girls. Don't be a dirty girl. All right, still keeping with that, I have my brush drying hanger. Listen, I did not expect to fall in love with this, but I saw it on Ulta one day. I don't know what it was. They were having a sale or something. I think it may have been their 21 Days of Beauty. This is from Spectrum. It is their brush hanging towel. So I used to have a tray that I would put my brushes on and leave them there to dry, and I still have it and I still use it, but it's more for storage now than for actual drying my brushes. Now what I do is, as I wash my brushes, I stick them into these little sleeves, right, on this brush towel, which you can just lay this flat if you want to, but because it's holding your brushes like this, you can hang it up using these 2 little hooks. Hang it up on your door, hang it up on whatever, right? Just hang it up and let the brushes drip dry. Perfect. I have 3 of these, and it fits larger handles as well as smaller handles at the bottom. So these are some of my brushes that were drying. It's a little bit dingy because, of course, makeup gets all over it. But I love this so, so much. Like I said, I had a stand that I was using to dry my brushes, but I just found myself gravitating more towards, you know, those dish drying mats. I was using those for a while and just laying out my brushes to dry, but hanging them upside down actually allows them to dry faster and keep their shape, and then the water flows away from the handles and the ferrules. So again, extending the life of your brushes because you're not weakening that glue. Not that brushes necessarily fall apart unless they're poor quality, but love that brush hanging mat, towel dryer thing, whatever. I'll leave the name down below. All right, let's talk about some acne products because, ooh, child, I have been experiencing breakouts lately. Every time around my period, I just get horrible breakouts, and they're progressively getting worse and worse. And I used to have breakouts here or there, and I would use my Peace Out acne dots, and they upgraded now to day dots. So these are more translucent, and it still has the salicylic acid at 0.5% that helps to kind of dissolve the gunk in that, you know, yeah, it's nasty, but in that pimple, but also protects it against you picking at it or layering products on top of it, and it helps dissolve the pimple itself. And these have been a lifesaver, especially under makeup, because again, they're almost translucent. So if I'm going out, I can pop one of these on. I know there are other pimple patches on the market and people swear by them. I have tried the other ones and I hate them. They don't do anything. With the Peace Out Acne Dots, these work within, I wouldn't say 24 hours, but if I have a really stubborn pimple, within 2 days of using these, and you can keep it on for hours, right? I just wear them overnight and my acne kind of just gets sucked up, you know, if it's one that won't pop, because I tend to pop my pimples. Shh, don't do this, okay? But I tend to pop my pimples to get the, you know, because they're hard and you know the ones that need to get popped. Like they're not going to go anywhere. You need to pop them. So I tend to pop my pimples, and these kind of help with some of the leftovers or if I need to protect it during the day. So my acne dots, I love these. And I buy these on sale. So they come in foil packaging. I used up my last package just the other day. And then you have a sheet of the dots. And you just peel them off, put them over your pimple, and they stay on all day. I love that as well. They stay in place. Some of the acne dots on the market, they don't stay in place. The star ones and the smiley face and the childish ones, those don't work. But these definitely work, so I love those. In addition to that, I have my Fenty Skin Blemish Defeater BHA Spot Targeting Gel. I love this as well. So I bought both of these products for my nephew. He breaks out quite a bit, and I told my sister-in-law, Matt, listen, you need to use these on him. He's autistic, so he needs help. He's not going to do it himself, so I buy him those, and his mom applies them to him, especially when he has really bad breakouts. But this gel creates like a clear film over your pimples, so I tend to use this around the house. So if I have a pimple, maybe I've popped it, maybe I haven't, but I'll just coat my pimple in this and walk around the house instead of using the acne dot, which I kind of save for those special occasions, those really angry pimples, like I need heavy duty help. I'll use those, but I kind of use these together because during the day I'll use this and walk around the house because it's going to create this clear film that can look kind of like peeling skin. So you don't necessarily want to go outside with it, but it works while you're walking around the house, and it works really, really well. And I must say, my last couple of breakouts were savages. And I feel like if I didn't have these products available, then I would low-key still have them hanging around. My acne clears up pretty quickly once I start using these. Salicylic acid is my go-to. I don't think the other like acne actives work for me, but the salicylic acid does work. And I do want to mention one more. Where is it? Hold on. This is from Kiehl's. Now, this isn't a holy grail. It's not a part of this list, but I wanted to mention it anyway because it has been helping. This one is also salicylic acid. It's a liquid patch with 2% salicylic acid and licorice root and niacinamide. So I've been using this more and more, but it's a liquid, so it's kind of runny. It doesn't necessarily stay in place. So I will use this and then I will go over it with the Fenty one to seal it in. Like, guys, I've been doing everything to get rid of these spots. They're crazy. They're hormonal. It doesn't matter what I do throughout the month. My skin can be completely clear, beautiful, nice, right? Let it be a few days before my period. All of a sudden, I'm breaking out and they're painful and they hurt so bad and they're just so angry. But I've been using these different treatments. I know I asked you guys for recommendations, but those are my recommendations because those are the ones that have been helping. But I want to see if there's something stronger that works for hormonal breakouts because these aren't just regular pimples. For regular pimples, all these work really well. Another beauty product that you don't necessarily think of or you take for granted are eye drops. Oh my goodness, let me tell you what happened. So I did a recent video where I did intense eyeshadow, right? And I'm doing color and glitter and the most. And some of that product got in my eye. Some eyeshadow fell out, okay? Some particle got in my eye, and that sucker stayed in my eye for a week and a half. And I swear to God, my eyes were just irritated. It was just like a grain, and I couldn't find it because it was small enough that it was invisible to the naked eye, right? Even in my magnified mirror, I couldn't find it. And I kept having to wash my eyes out with my eye drops. So anytime I wear eye makeup, I go in with these from, who makes these? Refresh. Okay, so it's a Refresh brand. It's the Refresh Plus Lubricant Eye Drops, Original Strength, Moisturize and Relief, great for sensitive eyes. What I like about these is that they're individual droppers. If I get a full bottle like this of eye drops, I'm not going to go through it because I don't use eye drops consistently like that, right? So it will go bad and I'll waste my money. Instead, these are individual vials that you pop off, pop the top off, and then you use them as needed. Now you do have to use it up kind of within 24 hours, or I find that they start burning, but it's like single use, and I will use these after I use eyeshadow, okay? Rinse my eyes out while I'm doing my cleansing routine, because this is going to remove any particles that get away in my eye. And I think that's one of the reasons I don't really love wearing eyeshadow anymore, because these new formulas have that microfine shimmer and microfine sparkle that get in my eyes, and I hate it. Like right now, I am wearing like a cream eyeshadow layered with a very smooth frost shadow that isn't chunky, so it's not getting in my eyes, and that's my preference for finishes. These new age eyeshadows, get in my eye, do all the irritation, and I hate everybody, and I want to fight people, because once something's in your eye, you know how bad that hurts. You want to fight people. So love my eye drops. I also want to mention, not a holy grail yet, but I figured I'd mention it too because it's really good. I didn't know what to expect, but I tried it out. Really good. This is the Lumify from Bosch and Lomb. It is the what is it called? Brymondine Tart. Listen, manicure way it says. So how this works is that it contracts the veins in your eyes, the capillaries that make your eyes red. It contracts them and makes the whites of your eyes brighter. So your eyes will look more awake, more brightened. And I will say this works. This works 100%. I am happy to have this. So if I have irritated eyes, again, eyeshadow, and I'm doing a video, I'll pop these in. And I've been using these more consistently, and neither of these eye drops burn, okay? They're very comfortable, very soothing. I don't know if these work for contacts or for dry eyes. I just know it works for me for irritation. It soothes my eyes. I travel with these eye drops, the little vials. I always have one on the go because if anything gets in my eyes, perfect to drop in your eyes and go. Just soothe the irritation right there. All right, 2 more things. An eye mask. Listen, I wish this brand would sponsor me. They had sent me their original eye mask. I remember getting their original eye mask in PR, but this one I bought myself, and I bought the silk one as well by myself. So this is from Manta Sleep. What I love about this is, one, it has the molded cups to cover your eyes. So if you have long eyelashes or you have eyelash extensions, then these will kind of mold to your eyes so it's not squishing your eyelashes. But this one is the Manta Sound, which means it has speakers on the side. I don't know about you, but when I go to sleep, I listen to YouTube videos or I listen to audiobooks. So having these over my eyes with my speakers going, I can play my videos, and then I have controls here. So you have the power button, the volume button, and I'm just having the time of my life. I'm blocking out the light. It's comfortable, it's adjustable, it has the little Velcro here, but it's not like the old school Velcro. It's the really like elevated Velcro that secures it in place. You can adjust it as needed. Really soft, really comfortable. And then you can remove the outer part and wash it if needed. So absolutely love my Manta Sleep. I don't know about you, but in order to sleep, I need all lights out, and I've only been sleeping without my mask more recently now because of the baby. She's in the bed, and I try to be more alert with her, and with the eye mask I'm like out, okay? I am out, and that sound will soothe me. So I'm gonna get back to wearing this because she needs to understand that mommy needs her sleep. But the Manta Sleep masks, I highly recommend them. The regular ones aren't as pricey, but the Manta Sound is going to be a pricier one. I will just put that out there. And then the last thing I'll mention is a beauty must for me, It's my Simple Human mirror, and I will insert clips of the mirrors. Now, the one I have is the most expensive one, okay? It's not cheap. I actually got this on, where did I get this? Was it Poshmark or Mercari? Someone had it brand new in a box. They had used it on set. They were gifted it, right? They were doing makeup on set. They didn't need it, and they sold it for like half the price. And I was like, thank you so much, thank you. I would not want to buy this full price. It is expensive. So the one that I have is the Sensor Mirror Trio Max. It rotates, so there is a regular magnification, right? Just normal size. Then you have the 10 times magnification. So when I'm tweezing my brows or I need to be really up close to see something, see what's going on my face, that's the 10 times magnification. And then on the flip side, there's a 5 times. So if you want to see more detail on your face, you can also use that. I tend to use just the regular magnifying and the 10 times. I don't really use the 5 as much because you got to get kind of close to see in there. But it flips by just tapping. So you tap, double tap, and it flips on either side, and then you can change the light intensity by just gliding along. There's a touch sensor that can increase the brightness or lower it, and it's motion activated. So as you get close to it, the light comes on, but you can also keep it on for a longer time by touching it and keeping it kind of steady light. That's the only part that irritates me, because I wish I would just tap it and then it would stay on, but after a while it then goes off. And I use it to do filming like right now, and when it goes off, then I have to reach over and tap it to turn it back on. That's the irritating part, because it's not battery operated, it's plug in. So that's the other drawback. It's not fully like movable, like you can't just go around with it. It does have a long cord attachment, so you know, you have enough length, but at the same time, sometimes you just want to move around with your mirror. Well, it doesn't move around. They may be changing that at some point to make it cord free. Maybe it is cord free now. Okay, so there's an 8-inch one that is rechargeable, so you don't have the cord, and then the 10-inch is the plug-in. The 8-inch is a manual flip, and then the 10-inch is the automatic flip. Now I prefer the automatic flip, and I prefer the 10-inch because it's bigger, it's wider. You know what I'm talking about. And then they have different finishes. You have like a black, a white, a brass, matte gold, so you can choose a different finish. Again, it's very pricey, but it is worth it to me. You can also change the light settings like I was mentioning, so you can have cool lighting versus warm lighting with just a touch of the control. So you can go from sunlight to candlelight, and I use just the candlelight setting. It helps me apply my makeup in great lighting. It's almost like having a ring light to apply your makeup, right? And it works as a ring light because it's like in a ring and it illuminates my face. So it's great for filming, but now it's dual purpose because I apply my makeup and I use it for filming. So there you go, guys. I know this is not your typical makeup favorites video, but I really wanted to tell you guys about the tried and true products that may not be makeup or necessarily beauty specific products, but they support my whole beauty routine. They are like the supporting staff that you need in the background, right? To make your beauty experience and your beauty routines kind of seamless. And these products are my aces. They're my holy grails. I absolutely love them. Let me know in the comments below which products are your holy grails. And I'm not talking about favorites. Again, I just did a favorites video, so you'll see that coming up. If not, it's already posted and I will link it. I'm talking about tried and true holy grails that you've been using for years. And I'm talking about 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Not something you used last year and you love it. No, I'm talking about years and years and years. And you know what? Now that I mention it, let's talk about brow products and some mascara. I feel like I kind of neglected to say those. My Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion, eyeshadow primer of choice, soothing, holds my makeup in place. It helps make my eyeshadow last forever, crease proof if I'm wearing a cream eyeshadow, must have because I have oily lids. Okay, definitely holy grail. My Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, tried and true, years of use. Love this. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about like the holy grails right now. Makeup by Mario eyeliner pencil. This is my waterline liner of choice. Great formulation, ultra black, smooth, long wearing. I'm wearing it right now and I've been wearing it for hours. It stays in place on the waterline. The Makeup by Mario eye pencil formula, absolutely hands down perfect. I also have my mascara, which is the One Coat Wow from Huda Beauty. This has been about a 2-year love story. Holy grail, I can't do without this. Even when I try out other mascaras that are great, they're fine. This is just my go-to for volume, fullness, length, black, rich lashes. It's a little bit heavy to take off. That's why I have my oil cleanser. And it does give va va voom lashes. So if you're looking for wearable, this is not it. But oh my God, love this so much. And I think those are like go-tos for me, apart from like my Tweezerman tweezers, but I can't even recommend the Tweezerman slanted tweezers anymore because they've changed them a bit and they're not as sharp and as thin as they used to be. The ones I have are years and years old, and I dread the day that they fall or get bent or something because they get all the little hairs around my brows. Oh my God, I tried to buy a new one because I like to have like backups just in case something happens. And I have yet to find one that's just thin enough and sharp enough like the ones that I have had for years. So there you have it. Now I feel like I've covered all my holy grails. Now my go-to products that I would definitely recommend and have been in my collection for years. Not like the same ones, but use them for years. So there you have it. Let me know which ones are your go-to ride or die holy grail products, and I will leave a full list of all the products I mentioned in this video down below in the description box. If I leave links, those are going to be affiliate links, which means I will get a small sales commission if you use my links to shop. You can also use my YouTube links. It doesn't change the sale price, it just gives me a kickback for you using my links. It's a great way to show your support for the channel because it helps me to put right back into the content. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.